Hey again and welcome to Theta. In this video we're going to take you from creating a course all the way through creating your first assignment in one video. Let's get started. So you've just activated your account and you're a new instructor. You'll come into Theta and you'll see a teal plus button. If you hover over it, you'll notice that it says create new course. Let's start there. It'll ask you what your course is called. This is the display name that the learners will see when they try to enter your course. So we'll call it Test Course 1 and click OK. The next thing it'll ask you for is the course ID. This is no spaces and it has to be only letters and numbers. This is how Theta will recognize your course. So we'll call it Test 101. The final question is whether or not the course should be locked. If you lock a course, students won't be able to register for it. You will have to manually enroll them in the course. We'll go over when this would be useful in another video. For now, let's make this an unlocked course so that anyone can access it. You'll get a notification that the course has been added and you'll see the course added to your course list. From here, you would enroll in the course and enter that course. The first thing I want to do now that we're inside this course is change all of my default settings. I'll go to the Settings tab and click through each section of the settings and make sure that the settings reflect what I want to score and check and how I want the audiogram to be designed. Once I've got my settings exactly how I want them for the course, I'm going to save these course defaults. Now, every time I log into the course, these settings will be saved for me so I don't have to change them every single time. Once you set your course defaults, you really should only need to edit things like your scoring settings and your flags and some case settings depending on your needs. Now that my settings are all set, we'll go in and create our first case assignment. I'll go into the Design tab and choose Audiometry to design an audiometry case for my learners. I want them to do something a little more complicated like masking. So I'm going to change the degree of loss in one ear and leave it in the other. If I do a moderate loss with supraaural headphones, some of my thresholds will require masking and others won't, which is exactly what I want to assess in my learners to see if they can identify when masking is required. For this case, I don't really want to test 3,000 or 6,000 hertz. So I'll go back to my settings, into the interactive settings, and uncheck 3 and 6,000 hertz. Then when I create the audiogram, you'll notice that 3 and 6K go away, leaving me with a simplified octave-only audiogram. This is exactly how I want the audiogram to look when my learners are completed with the assignment, so I'm good to go. I'm going to double check my settings to make sure that I'm scoring for the correct things. Here I'm scoring for the masked thresholds and whether or not masking was required, but I also want to know if they did masking correctly. So I'm going to check the effective masking just to make sure that's being scored correctly. Now that I've got it exactly how I want it, I need to make a couple of decisions. Do I want this case to be fixed so that every learner gets the exact same thresholds? Or do I want it to be a template so every learner will get unique different thresholds, or so that they can practice this case as many times as they want with a new version every single time? I think I want this to be a practice so that the learners can get a lot of experience with masking. So I'm going to leave it as a template, so I just have to design one case that they can take multiple times. Every time they take it, they'll get new thresholds, which means they'll get something new every single time. Since I want this to be a practice, I don't want to put it in exam mode. That would prevent them from checking their work as they go. I want to save it as a practice case so that they can see their thresholds and get help when they need to as they go along. Now that I've designed everything I want, I'm going to click Save and give this case a name. It's been saved to my cases, and I can check by going to Explore and My Cases. And here I'll see Testing Case 101 Case A. The case looks exactly like I thought it should, and you'll notice every time I load the case, I get a different version of the same exact case, which confirms to me that it was a template. If I needed to, I could edit this case and save a copy of it if something didn't look quite right to me. Now that I know that my case has been created correctly, I need to assign it to my users. I don't do this inside of Theta, I need to go to the instructor portal. So we'll click back to Dashboard and then enter the instructor portal by clicking the instructor portal button for the course that I'm working in. Once I'm in the instructor portal, I'll click the Assignments tab to list all of my cases that I've created. Here I can choose the Testing 101 case A that we just designed, and I can assign it to a course. This way, everyone enrolled in Testing Course 1 will be able to see this assignment because it's visible at the course level. If I wanted to make a case that was only visible to a specific set of learners, I could choose the specific learner that I want to assign the case to and assign that experience to that specific learner. That way you can assign extra help to people who need it without others being made aware of the extra assignments. Double check everything that you just completed by going back to your dashboard, entering the test course that you're working on, and clicking Assess. Here you'll see my assignments, and you'll notice that I see the case that was assigned to the course, Testing 101 Case A, and the case that was assigned to the specific user. In this case, I assigned it to myself so I can see it. If I logged in as another user, I would only be able to see Testing 101 Case A. Of course, if all of your cases are applied to all of your learners, you would only need to assign them to the course so that everyone in that course can see them. So that's everything you need to do. That's from creating a course all the way through making your first assignment. If you're ready to create more assignments, just go back to the Design tab, choose the elements you want to include, and create a new case. Design your different elements, save your new case, and then go back to the instructor portal to make the assignment to a course or to a learner who needs it. That's all for this video. Keep staying tuned. We'll be releasing more content to help you make the most out of Theta.